What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's talk tube amplifiers here. So over the past year or so, a lot of people have been talking about how tube amplifiers are a dying breed. And as much as I hate it, I think they might be right. Let's get into it. So I am no stranger to the awesome tones and luster of having a great tube amplifier, and to think that tube amplifiers might actually be taking more of a backseat role or going away pretty much altogether is kind of mind-blowing to think about. To be completely transparent with you guys, I love my tube amplifiers. I love each and every single one of my tube amplifiers. I play them all the time, I record with them, I reamp with them. I think I'm always going to have them here in the studio, and I know a lot of people are selling their tube amplifiers. I don't know if my heart could take it. It would be too heartbreaking for me. But I wanted to sit down, I wanted to let you guys know my opinions on this topic and see what you guys think as well. When you look at it, tube amplifiers are extremely expensive. For most of them, you're looking upwards of $1,000 or even upwards of $2,000. My Mesa Boogie Badlander cost me around $2,800. I love that amplifier, but it is extremely, extremely expensive. I mean, you could get a brand new shiny Rev Generator 100 for around $3,000. It is crazy expensive. Of course, you could go the budget route and do something more like a Joyo Bantamp series amplifier, which are great. I love the Bantamp series amplifiers, but they are lacking a power tube section. They have one 12AX7 preamp tube, which is awesome. That gives you your tone, that gives you your sound, but without the power tube section, you're going to be lacking a lot of power. As far as effects go, a lot of tube amplifiers just don't have any built-in effects in them. There are some newer ones that are coming out that have like a built-in boost or a built-in noise gate, and I think that is absolutely amazing. But a lot of tube amplifiers just don't have those built-in effects. So if you get one that doesn't have the built-in effects, you're going to be stacking the price of pedals on top of the price of your tube amplifier. You're going to be getting a boost pedal, you're going to be getting a noise gate, you're going to be getting a delay. I mean, the list goes on, where you could do something more like a Neural DSP plugin or something from ML Sound Lab or Bogren Digital that already has the amplifier, the impulse response, and the effects already built into it. And it's ranging anywhere from $50 to $200 at the most, and that's before the sales. All these companies love their sales. So keep an eye out on the holidays, because you can get these plugins for a really good price. But if you're telling me, Chris, I want to be able to hold something in my hands, I want something physical, you can always go the effects processor route, something like the Donner Arena 2000 or something from Headrush. Those are great options while also keeping you below $1,000. Let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Tube amplifiers are heavy. They're very heavy. You can hurt yourself moving them. And honestly, I don't think I know anyone who likes to move their tube amplifier from their house to their car and from their car to the venue, unless you have some sort of special case with casters. But even then, you're adding a lot of bulk onto your tube amplifier, which is already pretty bulky in itself, where you can do like your laptop with a plug-in in your backpack, or you can do your effects processor in like a little briefcase, and you're walking alongside your singer with their microphone and their briefcase, and you're just walking by all the different drummers loading in all their gear. Something about that idea just kind of appeals to me. You can't deny that tube amplifiers are bulky and heavy. All of my tube amplifiers that I own are stationary right here in the studio, and I am okay with that. I do not want to move them. I'm cool with them just sitting where they are and getting the sweet tone from my tube amplifiers here in the studio. As far as my live set goes, I just bring my Kemper Profiler, and that thing does an amazing job. I love that thing. I can go direct in to front of house with it. I actually don't even need to be bringing my speaker cabinet, and come to think of it, I am seeing less and less speaker cabinets at shows, which is interesting because yes, that full stack with 2 speaker cabinets in your amplifier is really shiny and cool and exciting to look at, but if you have less speaker cabinets up on stage, you have a lot more room to move around too. Now having this YouTube channel for a little while now and getting to check out a bunch of different plugins and simulators and amplifiers, I'm starting to come to the realization that the digital world of modeling and simulation is getting really freaking good, like scary good. It is amazing how many albums have the Neural DSP plugins or a Kemper on them versus a full-fledged tube amplifier. It is crazy. Now, am I saying that it is capturing perfectly the amplifier's sound, its characteristic of the tubes and all that? No, not necessarily. I think tube amplifiers are always going to have their valve and tube sound and their own characteristics, but the digital world is definitely hot on its heels. And the modeling and capturing software nowadays with like Kemper and Quad Cortex, and I think Tonex has a brand new one out right now, it is really freaking good, and it allows you to capture the tone of your amplifier and bring at least 90% of your amplifier's sound on the road with you in a much smaller package. Now, am I saying to get rid of all your tube amplifiers and go completely digital? No, that is definitely not what I'm saying. I love my tube amplifiers, and in my own opinion, tube amplifiers still sound absolutely amazing and killer, and I don't think I'll ever be able to get rid of my tube amplifiers. But if you have a tube amp at home and you love it, and it makes you happy to play, I would say that is the most important part of it. If you are happy with your gear and it just feels good to play on it, play on it. That is awesome. I think as time goes on, we're going to see a lot more tube amplifiers in the recording studio than what we are going to see in a live setting. I think for recording, tube amplifiers are amazing because they still sound absolutely amazing. And I would rather record using a tube amplifier than something more digital. But the digital realm is nothing to sneeze at anymore. They have come leaps and bounds in such a long ways from that crappy Digitech processor that I used to have as a little kid. It is absolutely nuts. Anyways, let me know your guys' opinions down in the comments. My name is Chris with High Impact Audio, and I will see you next time.